Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike. It's the show we play every roguelike in history. This is episode 100, which means we've been doing the show for
100.
way too long.
Way
I'm
too
your
long.
host, Boston.
Yeah.
Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hi, kill me now.
And Monkey Sr.
Hello.
We're here to talk about our fourth and final week of Dungeon of the Endless. Let's go first with you, Monkey.
All right. So this week I played not as much as I wanted to, but I still played a few. I learned that waves, like after you open a door, they don't spawn if a character is in that room or in unlit rooms.
Yep.
So like
I forgot to share that with you guys. Yes.
this whole week I was just like kind of micromanaging everyone to be like, okay, you're in this room that's unlit, you're in this room, and then once the waves do spawn, everyone go back to wherever.
Collapse.
It's pretty cool. I discovered there are 3-person storylines.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, before this there's only just the 2 ones, and then I somehow got I think there are like 2 of the aliens and then 1 thief guy, and then the thief guys wanted to sell artifacts of the aliens.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't get to see the end of it because we all died, unfortunately. Speaking of death, this week, like last week, I was still trying to do an easy run, right? And I consistently died on level 7.
Okay, so like right at the halfway mark.
Yeah, just that level has those I think it's like the dragon-looking enemies or something like that, like the worm. I don't know how to explain them, but they just hit really hard. And whenever I get to that level, at least one character, just their health goes from full to 0 in like less than a second, and then once one character dies, they're like, okay, this run is over.
Yeah, all the dominoes are already falling. Like it's just yeah.
So yeah, I didn't manage to get a win on easy, but yeah.
Like that Moon's cat gets out of his yurt, stretches, and then goes right back in.
The reason he did that is because, thank you, RTX Voice, for this, but someone literally next door just started a motorbike really loudly. So he panicked, and that's what made him come out of the yurt.
All right, Moon, how was your weekend, Dungeon of the Endless?
Similar to Monkey, to be honest. Like, I had a couple of runs. I had one where, like, by the 2nd floor, I had 4 people. And then, like, I got up to the 7th floor and then had 2 people left. And then I got up to the 8th floor and got another 2 people. So I ended up, like, constantly losing and then gaining and then losing and gaining people. I think I can say with some honesty after 4 weeks that I am not a huge fan of this game.
It just never clicked with you?
1,000%. Like, I don't know if it's the tower defense nature of it. I don't know if it's the world's greatest tutorial. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is about it, but it's just not clicking with me one bit. It's like I'm researching defenses, but they seem to do nothing when the stupid things come in and then just immediately take out my industry generators. And it's like, well, great, now I don't have that industry generator for the next 50,000 turns.
Or it's one of those like floating crystal things that just attack the crystal. They just attack the crystal, or they just attack your little things you put in the room as opposed to attacking you. And it's like, great, this is okay, fantastic.
I had several instances this week with invisible enemies that were getting shot across 3 rooms. Like, a turret was literally shooting through 2 doors to hit one of these enemies.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, that's not supposed to happen, right?
Right. That's not how that one's supposed to work.
It's a little bit weird. I mean, conceptually, it seems like a really good game, but maybe it's just didn't click with me kind of thing. Where it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't I just don't know if this, because the same thing happened to me with all the other tower defense games I've played. Like, it's always the same thing where it's like I just struggle with the being passive but aggressive at the same time.
Right. Like, how do you balance that passion and aggression? That's not how it goes.
the progression.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to do it. Like, the only game I've ever really felt like even did it really well was Trenched.
Yeah.
Which I think ended up being called Iron Brigade, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Or it was the other way around. I can't remember.
one of
I
the
don't know
other.
either of them.
Still waiting for its sequel, Drenched.
Yes. But it felt like that did it pretty well because you could just generally dump the turrets down and let it do its thing.
And you had your hero unit where you could use that to be more aggressive.
And you could literally spec that unit to be pure aggressive with minimal tower kind of things.
Sadly, not a roguelike.
No, unfortunately not. But I don't know. The game does not click with me at all. And it's not the game's fault. I think that happens. Like,
yeah.
I might continue to plonk away at this just to see if I can figure out about it, but I don't know. I had 3 bad runs, and like it's one of those things where it's like when Boston beats like the basic mode in the first week. It's like that's how I know the game is not clicking well with me, is because you were literally almost completing the game within the first
just like
week.
walking through it.
That's Monkey's job.
right. Yeah, I'm out of station here. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't play too much of it this week, largely because a lot of the other pods I have to unlock are all really difficult, where it's like, oh, you unlock this one by getting the trophy where you win a run without pausing it at any point. It's like, well, that's largely impossible for me. Plus the PS4 version just runs like trash. Or it's like, complete a successful run without the crystal getting damaged even once. It's like, that's not super hard, but you kind of have to get the right run where you don't have to go through all 4 branches off of the crystal, off of the pod at any floor. And that very, very rarely happens. So I didn't spend too much time in it. Plus, I feel like I kind of got what I needed to out of it in like the first 2 weeks. So it's sort of the rest of it is like, oh, let's try this endless mode. Yeah, that's more Dungeon the Endless. All right.
Sure is an endless mode.
Yeah, like, and some of the additional ones, because the console version is like the Crystal Edition or whatever it is. It has all that extra characters and pods and stuff. Some of those other pods just seem cruel. It just seemed that's the difficulty of stuff I'll do in Isaac without hesitation, but not pretty much not in anything else. So let's talk about next episode that we're going to release alongside of this is going to be our ranking episode, of course. So stay tuned for that. But before we go do that, let's talk about our next game, the hottest, thirstiest game that everyone's been talking about right now, Hades. We're going to play Hades. It's available on PC and Switch. I have been playing this lately on Switch, and it runs flawlessly, which is very nice after a more recent Switch game that did not run flawlessly, and I'm still salty about. But we're going to play Hades for the next 4 weeks. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the Council of Science, and we'll see you next run.
Bye.
Oi.